As we descended out of the clouds into Puerto Maldonado for the jungle portion of our trip, we got our first glimpse of the Rio Madre de Dios, brown with the silt of the rainy season. Moments later, we were disembarking at the Padre Almirez International Airport.
My name is Sai. I'm going to be your guide.
We were met by our professional guide Sai, who accompanied us through the streets of Puerto Maldonado to the Corto Maltas office so that we could stow the luggage that we wouldn't need for the next 3 days. Puerto Maldonado is a city at the confluence of the rivers Madre de Dios and Tampopara. It is a lively jungle city which features a local marketplace. At the marketplace, locals trade, among other things, the agricultural products of the region, especially the fruits of the Amazon. At Puerto Capitania, we embarked on our journey downstream in a typical Amazonian riverboat on the Rio Madre de Dios. It took less than 40 minutes on the river before we spotted Corto Maltas Amazonia Lodge, our home for the next 2 nights. As we disembarked, we were presented a welcome cocktail, and we got a chance to really get to know our professional tour guide, Sai.
My name is Sai. I work in this lodge for 4 years. I am a guy here, so it's a nice job. I enjoy the place here. And also all of this build, so now I like to show all passengers about the nature, about the plants, about many things about this nice place. No? If they enjoy the nature and the birds and the song of this place, no, here is a nice place to do that, no? To enjoy the forest.
Afterwards, we were shown our bungalows and the lodge overall. The bungalows are private and ideally cut from the surroundings. Not only does the lodge have a fully modern swimming pool, but there's a fully equipped bar and game room hosted by a very friendly and efficient bartender, Luis. And there's even a gift shop. But the stars of the show are the exotic birds that make Corto Maltas their home.
We call her Lola because she likes men. So when there is a man or some guy around here, she's flying and she spends the time on their shoulder.
It was time for lunch. Lunch, like every meal that we would receive, was exquisite, beautifully presented, and fully indicative of the fact that it was prepared by a French chef.
It's very good.
After some free time, it got to be 3:30 p.m., time to have our first contact with the jungle. This was a nature hike through the local region of the jungle to learn about the large variety of tropical trees, medicinal plants, insects, butterflies, and other animals. Sai seemed to know everything.
They are moving in a big group. Workers, soldiers, queen, workers with the eggs everywhere. Along this way that they're moving, they catch insects. The big fruit. Papaya, because why? Because the fruit is very small. What kind of tree is this? So this is a kind of palm, walking palm tree. Why? Because this palm can walk in the jungle, but not like a people. Not big. Build tower, they are going to attack. They are very aggressive, no? Aggressive. They are going to move around this place looking for the predator. This is like our aspirin for us. No? And then we chew this. Inside of it or without this lichens, no? It's just green color, very fresh. No? You can find water. You take this segment here. Yeah, they're coming, look. All of them, very aggressive.
Oh my god.
Look, they are bulletin. One of the most unforgettable bites in all insects. Mashing the leaf like this, and you can put the liquid on the leaf on this paint, bandage, and works. And works, really. Inside of this woody cocoa, there are nuts. And there are...
We got back to the lodge in time to experience a typical, picturesque Peruvian jungle sunset.
Oh, cool.
You see? Look his eyes.
Don't worry about flooding.
At 7 p.m., we went on an alligator spotting riverboat safari. Our goal was to spot the white caiman that live along the riverbanks.
Oh, I see him. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at him, look at him. He's one in the world. Oh, he's a small one.
Once we got back to camp, it would be a good night's sleep under our mosquito-screened beds, preparing for an early morning. "5:30 a.m. We got up so early to enjoy what the jungle had to offer. We headed out on a trek of about 20 minutes heading to a nearby parrot clay lick. Here, a minimum of 5 different species feeds on a special clay, vital to their metabolism. All we had to do was to quietly wait for them to feel comfortable enough to come in. Once they finally did, it was truly a spectacular sight. Then, it was back to the lodge for breakfast and a chance to relax before our next excursion. "10:30 a.m. Again we navigated the Madre de Dios River. We traveled further downstream to the Tampo Paracandamo National Reserve.
We can eat, no? Also for us, for animals. No? Here we are right now. We are going to walk 300 meters to this control post, and from this place, after sign, we are going to sign there. We are going to start to walk into this area that we know was a buffer zone.
After checking in at the station, we trekked 5 kilometers through the dense vegetation of the tropical rainforest.
Years ago. Also boas around here.
There is just so much to see. It's a world of giant trees, snakes, monkeys, birds, insects and spiders, sometimes even the elusive jaguar.
Spider web, no? They produce a spider web, but they don't use this spider web to hunt.
Our destination was Lago Sandoval, or Sandoval Lake, where we traveled by canoe.
I can't remember which way it is. If you eat bananas, do a cashew nut or something like that. Get a picture of this.
Along this way, just enjoy the view.
The lake itself is home to giant river otters, black caimans, and piranhas. There are even anacondas in the areas covered by reed. This is also the habitat of the giant arapiama, a fish of more than 7 feet in length. The forest around the lake is a preserve shared by numerous species of animals. Birds, such as Watsons, kingfisher, and cormorants, we got to see these up close and personal. Sai had packed our lunches in for us, and while quite traditionally jungle in presentation, they were again prepared by our French chef. But while eating, we began to notice movement overhead in the canopy. Lago Sandoval is also home to squirrel monkeys, howler monkeys, and capuchin monkeys. All of these we got to see. It had been a long and fulfilling day, and the sun was setting as we were returned to our lodge and our welcoming hammocks. After breakfast, it was time to say goodbye to the setting and staff of Corto Maltese Amazonia. Due to the time constraints of our trip to Peru, we had only taken a 3-day, 2-night package here, but we all hoped to return one day soon for one of the more extensive adventures offered in the Peruvian jungle.
Thank you. Adios. Ciao.